Ciri is by far one of the most intriguing and powerful characters in the Witcher universe, but her past is often shrouded in mystery even to Geralt. Here are 5 things you might not have known about Ciri. We hear her referred to as Ciri so often that you might forget that her full name is actually Cirilla. It turns out that her name actually is derived from the word Zirael in Elder speech, which means swallow, the bird, not the thing you do with your throat. In Witcher 3, it is hinted that Ciri might even be aware of her name's origin. In the Wandering in the Dark questline, Geralt reveals that her sword is actually named Zirael. In general, the imagery of the flying swallow is used as a symbol of freedom both in the books and the game, something which Ciri struggles to maintain. The Ciri of Witcher 3 has a pretty nasty scar, but it pales in comparison to the scar Ciri bears in the books. You see, in the books, Ciri was fleeing Nilfgaardian capture when Stefan Skellen, a member of Nilfgaard's Imperial Secret Service, threw an Orion, a type of metal throwing star, that struck her in the face. As you can imagine, this left Ciri with a pretty gnarly scar, whereas in the games, it is said the wound was able to be healed, leaving a much smaller mark. If you have been following along with the Witcher Netflix series, you know that Ciri introduces herself often as Princess of Cintra. In reality, she is far more than just that. Ciri is the daughter of Pavetta, Princess of Cintra, and Emirvar Emrys, Emperor of Nilfgaard, which makes Ciri the successor to not 1, but 2 thrones. Or it would until Emir takes over Cintra, making the Cintra royal bloodline null and void. Ciri is also technically an heiress to both Innis Ard Skellig and Innis An Skellig, through her grandmother Queen Calanthe, who in the books married the king of all Skellig. That's quite a few thrones. In the world of The Witcher, when a man is saved by another but has nothing of value to give, his savior can claim the next unknown boon that comes his way, or the law of surprise. This is how Ciri came to be Geralt's ward in the first place, after he saved Emirvar Emrys, who was known as Duny at the time. Emir had no idea that Pavetta was pregnant with child when Geralt saved him, and so Geralt was given claim over Emir's unborn child, Ciri. But Ciri was actually claimed a second time by the law of surprise, once again by Geralt, after he saved a merchant named Mirga, whose wife just so happened to have adopted Ciri. You would think that Geralt would have learned after the first time. Even though he is reluctant to truly claim Ciri as his own, this sequence of events only reaffirms that the two are tightly tied by destiny. Magic is a complex subject in The Witcher. Mages study for decades to master it, harnessing the power of chaos itself. Witchers opt to use simplified forms of magic known as signs, which aid them in battle. Then there are sources. Sources are transmitters of magic. They have no control over their powers, and their abilities are often triggered by emotional distress. Once triggered, however, sources have the power to level whole towns. From a very young age, Ciri shows signs of not only being a source, but having elder blood. Carriers of elder blood are believed to have enhanced magical abilities, so this makes sense. But the reason why this is important is because of a prophecy which predicts that a child of elder blood will save the elven race from extinction. This is also why the Wild Hunt wants Ciri so badly. This combination of source magic, elder blood, and a heaping amount of Witcher training thrown in for good measure is what makes Ciri, hands down, the strongest character in The Witcher. If you're looking for more lore or for guides for playing The Witcher 3, check out TheGamer.com.